time the scholar had been in the university long enough to gain a master's degree, the fur had worn off the hood. Then there's the doctor's gown. The word doctor comes from the Latin docere, to teach. The gown and hood for a doctor is colourful to distinguish the teacher from the student. This evening, our college principal, Dr. DeCourcy, his doctor's robes. We have Mr. Tim Murray and Mrs. Wendy Rudman, our science coordinators, Mr. Alan Johnson and Ms. Shauna Nash, our Human Society and its Environment coordinators, Mr. Michael Sade and Mr. Edward Dinkar, our Technological and Applied Studies coordinators, Mr. John Romeo and Ms. Lisa Freeman, our Creative Arts coordinators, Mr. Rod Firth and Mr. Warren Cramp, our Personal Development, Health and Physical Education coordinators, Mr. John Morrissey, our Languages Other Than English coordinator, and Mrs. Lillian Tracy, Mrs. Pam Westman, Mrs. Claudine Desiree and Ms. Simone Gallen, coordinators of sport and activities in the college. Also joining us on stage is our college principal, Dr. John DeCourcy, Mr. David Vaughan, the campus principal on the John Paul II campus, Mrs. Janet Frost, acting campus principal on the Holy Family campus, Mrs. Beatrice Sheen, acting assistant principal on the Holy Family campus, and the lady who's made tonight happen in many more ways than one, Mrs. Diane Williams, our Year 12 coordinator. Ladies and gentlemen, could you please welcome Dr. John DeCourcy.
Well, Year 12, 13 years. I'm sure that for many of mums and dads in the audience, it doesn't seem any time at all since you were beginning at kindergarten. For you, of course, it's a lifetime. And as I was preparing my thoughts for tonight, they hinged around 13 years. And I'd like to take these few minutes with you, look back over those 13 years, and look forward over the next 13 years to 2015. Just putting these thoughts together, there was a particular thought that struck me. 2015, I retire. It seems a long way away at the moment. 2015, where will you be? The last 13 years, let's look back on them for a moment. And let's just take the chance to reflect on what has carried you thus far. And of course, one of the big things about tonight, one of the great opportunities that you have as a Year 12 tonight and this week is to say thanks to your family, because more than any other group of people, more than the school, more than anyone else, it is to your family that you owe a debt of gratitude. reflect on it, and think about it a little. I'd particularly like to say thank you to the families who have supported Year 12 so well through this year on behalf of the school. And I hope you'll excuse me if I name just a few families. Just a few, half a dozen. These are families who finish a long association with the school. Just a few of those who have had more than a 10-year association with the school, and it's finishing tonight. Those who close their minds and say, I've got it all now, that know, or that don't know, have the chance of knowing what wisdom is. So, Year 12, I want to say on behalf of the staff how much we hope and wish for you. You have been truly a wonderful group to work with. You have your share of hard cases. You've got your share of quiet achievers. Tonight we're going to honour a whole lot of achievement. But mums and dads, you know that for every person who walks across the stage, it is an achievement to be here. We're marking, of course, neither an end nor a beginning. Looking back 13 years, looking forward another 13 years. I hope for you that the transition that we mark tonight, which is a big transition, is one that you remember with hope, and it's one that you remember with wisdom. Class of 2002, we salute you. Thank you.
Use this part of proceedings and read the names of the first two homerooms. Would you please welcome our Year 12 coordinator, Mrs. Diane Williams.
Year 12 for being here tonight. Sometimes teenagers make out that occasions like tonight are no big deal. However, I'm sure that Year 12 realise now just how important tonight is and should feel proud of their achievements over the past year, and are really glad that you are here to share it with them. Ankit Shah receives a certificate for service as a member of the Social Justice Group. He represented the college in cricket and achieved a 100% punctuality record. He receives 2 academic certificates for English, Standard and Physics, and Ankit is shortlisted for the Major Award of Commitment to Studies. Evelyn Rowe achieved in Year 12 100% certificates, but also on students achieving their personal bests. This award is given to a student who, in the judgment of students and teachers, has put the greatest commitment and effort into their studies across the board. There are 22 students who made it through to the final consideration for the award, whom you would have noted receiving certificates in as their portfolios were presented. These were Ankit Shah, Amit Barot, Bianca Fernandez, Lisa Halab, Janina Novovisky, Jocelyn Bodawan, Peter Dollar, Christina Josen, David Paludi, Anna Syson, Renee Tague, Pullen Desai, Bernadette Kung, Chanel Grimer, Andre de Souza, Madonna Bartolome, Wayne Gatt, Christine Lewin, Melissa Pham, Mark Rodriguez, Judy Silvino, and Roland Winslade. From them, the Commitment to Study Trophy is awarded to a student who, in the opinion of their peers and the staff, have shown the greatest sustained commitment to their studies throughout Years 11 and 12, setting a fine example and showing continual improvement. A real gentleman. Would you please congratulate Ankit Shah.
અહીંયા પણ પુલિનના અંકિત હરાઈ ગયો.
Sit. You're alright. Sit up. $5.